We'll all have fun. Microphones on. Yeah. Off to a good start. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Urbana-Champaign. My name is Sam Beshers. I'm a member of the worship committee here at UUCUC. We're a church of many different theologies and identities united by our shared commitment to building community, seeking inspiration, promoting justice, and finding peace. Please look around at the color-coded lanyards of your neighbors and be aware and respectful of others' needs and boundaries. If your neighbor does not have a lanyard, it's green. Continued masking is welcome, but no longer. A little slow there. Continued masking is no longer needed. We're a congregation that embraces kids of all ages. You or your child are welcome to get a coloring kit from the box in the entryway. just near where the lanyards are, and after the time for all ages, kids will be invited to head downstairs for religious exploration. Whoever you are and however you are joining us, know that you are welcome here, and this service is here for you. May you find in it something that you need. We have an abundance, so surely there's something in here for you. If you want to follow along with the written order of service, you can find that link just below this video on our website. And if you want to chat with your fellow members, you can find the live stream chat box on our YouTube page. Remember, there's still time to send a joy or sorrow to be read aloud later in the service. You can email your message to joysandsorrows@uucuc.org, or if you're here in the sanctuary, there are postcards in the pews, or the seats, for handwritten joys and sorrows, which the ushers will collect later in the service. And now I'll invite you to take just a moment to turn in your seats, or stand if you like and greet your neighbors. You're going to be singing together, so you should have at least a minimal acquaintance. I'll call us back together with a chime. Well, that was great, and it's really nice to see you all here. Our land acknowledgement, which we integrate into every service, takes on special resonance as a practice that connects us to the history of this place and our own responsibilities as stewards and members of a wider community, as stewards of the land. Here on Green Street, we worship on the lands of the traditional territories of the Kaskaskia, Miamia, Bodwaidami, Kickapoo, Peoria, and Oceti-Sakowin, the original nations of this land. Indigenous peoples throughout our country are still working to be treated with basic respect and human dignity, and to have the rights of self-determination. Wherever you are this morning, I invite you now to take a breath and consider the history and peoples of the land you're resting on. May we always remember where we are, the sacredness of this place, and the many people, human and otherwise, who belong to it. Okay. I hope you're ready. We're going to be singing a lot of hymns today. There's nothing that says you need to sing every single one. Please pace yourself. For most of them, I'll invite you to stand as you're willing and able, and if I think of it in time, for some of them, we'll remain seated. If you really wanted to sing Blue Boat Home, you could have suggested it. But we're going to be singing another hymn with the same tune, so that'll be some consolation. We'll start off with hymn number 38. Oh, before I say that, all words will be projected on the screen, so if you know the tune, the music, you're fine. Otherwise, there should be hymnals available. It's optional. We hope they're all projected on the screen. We'll start with hymn number 38, Morning is Broken. Whenever we gather, we light a flaming chalice. Oh, and please be seated. Yeah. Just stand for the whole thing and tough it out. Whenever we gather, we light a flaming chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, to mark out this time as special and sacred. If you have a chalice or candle at home, I invite you to light it now. Please join in singing our unison chalice lighting, and the words are in your order of service. I don't know if there are any kids here. Now we have our song for all ages. So in honor of the one child who is with us, let's go hymn number 155, Circle Round for Freedom. Let's stay seated. Circle round for peace, for all of us in prison. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us in prison. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle. Okay, and now while the children in body or spirit go downstairs, we'll sing as we leave this friendly place twice through. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness which we learn light our hearts till we return. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness which we learn light our hearts till we return. Okay, now the real fun begins. And by the way, thanks to Jerry Fry and Bobby Ruby for their suggestions of hymns. Appreciate that. Start with 16, 'Tis a Gift to Be Simple. Please stand as you're willing, ready, able. Please remain standing and turn the page, if you have a hymnal, back to 15, The Lone Wild Bird. And to round off this set, 352, Find a Stillness. This one may be a little less familiar to some of you, but we'll get it. Thank you. Please be seated. Time for the reflection. I really only put this in the order of service to give a pause between hymns. I hope you're pacing yourselves. But then I thought, well, probably I should really say something. And I thought of just reading the text of another hymn, but no. Yeah. Instead, I'm going to muse for a couple of minutes on why we sing hymns at all. Well, singing's good. Singing together is even better. When words and music resonate, it creates a shared experience that can be uplifting and brings us closer together. When I was young, growing up in a UU church, I sang the hymns but because it was part of what you did in church. I didn't particularly like church or the hymns, but singing was okay, and I just went along with it. Many of you have heard the joke about why UUs don't sing well. We're too busy reading ahead to see if we agree with the words. When I was young, I mostly didn't agree with the words. Actually, I mostly didn't understand them. As I said, I just went along with the hymn singing and wasn't too critical. Last night, I was out walking our dog when I suddenly remembered some of those words. By the light of burning martyrs, Jesus' bleeding feet we track. By the light of burning martyrs, Jesus' bleeding feet we track. Pretty grim. Not something I wanted to dwell on. And when I first sang those words, I remember I didn't know what a martyr was. I imagined it was some kind of a torch. Wrong. Those words were in the hymn, Once to Every Man and Nation. Today we'll be singing Once to Every Soul and Nation, and we will not be singing those words. As I got older and more crotchety, I still went along with the hymn singing, but now my default setting is to not agree with the words. It's kind of a pleasant surprise when I find I actually do agree with them, or some of them. And other times I read the words and I think, really? Is that the best you could do? I particularly think that with some of the word changes. I'm all in favor of eliminating sexism and maybe some excess deism. But sometimes when you lose key words, you lose the song. Let every heart prepare him room. Yeah, prepare your heart and mind to be open to grace and salvation. Prepare a room. It makes me think of making up the spare bed in my office. That's where I always go. There's absolutely nothing holy about it, and something important is lost. Some new hymns are being written, and some new words. This is good. Our hymns should be fresh and invigorating, not leftovers. Bobby Ruby, who's sitting in one of the front rows here, wrote new words to an old tune, which we will sing a bit later. Maybe sometime someone else here will find some inspiring words. But even if not, we can take the hymns we have and keep them fresh and invigorating by singing them as though we're discovering them for the second time, which is just like the first time, except we get the notes right. So with that, let's sing some more. Hymn number 119, Once to Every Soul and Nation, with no grim words. Please rise as you're able and comfortable. Okay, then we could stop now and discuss the words, but instead let's move on to something a little more cheery, For the Beauty of the Earth, where some words were changed. It's really nice to have some choir members and other singers in the front row. I can hear like the perfect diction and the timing, notes that are on the right pitch when mine aren't, and it's just great. Thanks, Joe. Everybody's favorite, number 311, Let It Be a Dance. Everybody brings their own history to a hymn. The first time I remember singing that one was at the memorial service for my high school friend, a member of the UU group that I was part of, David Garcia. So can't forget that. Anyway, we as Unitarian Universalists acknowledge that our circle of care doesn't stop at our church doors. We're deeply connected to the community we find ourselves in and to the wider world. Please continue to keep an eye on your e-news weekly newsletter for opportunities to show up, find support, get involved, and be part of this community. Each Sunday, in recognition of our very real interdependence and reliance on each other, we pass the plate and share our offering with an organization doing the work of justice in the world. For July, we're sharing our plate with the Urbana-Champaign Books to Prisoners. Books to Prisoners is a working group of the Independent Media Center here in Urbana with a mission to provide books to incarcerated people throughout the state of Illinois. You can give by text or through the online portal to our website, or if you're here in the sanctuary, the basket will be passed and checks can be made out to UUCUC. Half of what you give will go towards sustaining the work of this church, and the other half will go directly to the Books to Prisoners. We invite you to give whatever is generous for you and know that anything you contribute will be gratefully received and put to use helping make a real impact for people who need it. The basket will now be passed, and the crooners will come up. Thank you, crooners. There were some very, very low notes on the right side. Okay, now moving on. Again, please stand as you're willing, able, comfortable. And our next hymn, Earth Was Given as a Garden. The words were written by Bobby Ruby, number 207. nice. Next, old favorite, 108, My Life Flows On, an Endless Song. I believe it's Don Nelson. That was one of his favorites, former choir member and bass, long gone. Thanks, Don. Last one of this set in the Teal hymnal, number 1068, Rising Green. Thank you. Please take a rest. Each Sunday here at UUCUC, we make space to share the joys and sorrows closest to our hearts. While Michael plays our blessing song, Longtime Son, you may write down the joys and sorrows that you wish to share, either on a card or an email message to joysandsorrows@uuc.org. Then I will read the messages so that we can celebrate each other's joys and support each other's griefs. During the song, you may also come forward and take a moment at our altar table, being careful not to trip over any power cords. We have glass beads and flower petals which you're invited to place into a shared vessel. The stones will sink to the bottom and ground us. The petals will have to float on air because I forgot to put water into the vessel. Oh, somebody remembered. Well, they'll float on the water. Excellent. You may hand your card to an usher or bring it to the basket up front. We'll now hear our blessing song. Shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure, pure light that's within you guide your way home. I've received 3 joys that I know of. First, from Debbie Carpless. What a wonderful summer it's been. First, with a visit from my brother and friend from New York City, followed by my Los Angeles area daughter visiting here with her family of 5, and most recently, my 19-year-old poker-playing grandson enjoying his stay here from Boulder, Colorado. That they were each willing to make this journey to Champaign-Urbana, not the easiest place to get to by plane, really makes me feel very special and darn lucky. From Julie Lout. Mark and I are thrilled that Julian is moving back to Urbana and will be living right down the street from us, and will take out the trash every week. Lucky parents indeed. And a joy from Emily McCown. I wanted to share the joy that I received a scholarship to attend the Association of UU Music Ministry Conference last week in Baltimore, Maryland. How grateful I am to be a part of music making with UUs here in Urbana and across the country. Fun fact, bonus, AUUMM is currently working on making a new digital hymnal to make hymn sharing and curation all the more accessible to our intersectional and liberating faith. Exciting stuff, yes indeed. Thank you, Emily. If I missed any joys or sorrows, we'll print them in the e-news this week. Thank you. Did it come in email? Is it from you? Joy from Jerry and Tim. Oh yeah, you really want to share this? Okay, good. 19 years ago, from Jerry Carden and Tim Temple, 19 years ago today, we were married in Boston at the UUA headquarters by Reverend Keith Cron, and Tim's birthday is this Tuesday. Definitely worth sharing. You have a card? Do you know what it said? I
No, it said the joy that my mom and dad have both celebrated their
80th birthdays for Katrina's parents.
My dad was in January and my mom's is today. And also that they can go back to Urbana so that I can party at their house whenever I want to. What's that?
Happy birthday to Katrina's mom. Ready, set, go. Hymn number 159, This Is My Song. This is the home stretch. Somebody was singing harmony, which is great. Somebody's, yeah, like kind of a free-for-all. Next, we'll sing 100. I've got Peace Like a River, thanks to Jerry Fry for the suggestion, and we'll sing verses 1 through 4. Well, we got the low notes right. Diction. Let's go to Spirit of Life. I think we can do this one. Number 123. Please be seated. Before I extinguish the chalice, I just want to say a couple of thanks. First to Chris behind the scenes stepping in for Selena. Thank you, Chris. Couldn't do it without you. And to our accompanist, Michael Dooling. You may not all know that Michael grew up in this church, so he knows all the songs pretty much. And he's been our accompanist this summer, which has been really great for us. Very fortunate, I think, on both sides. Yeah. And he's just played something like 18 hymns with one to go, which is the worst kind of accompanist abuse. So thank you, Michael, for putting up with this. And now as I extinguish our chalice, let's do 413, Go Now in Peace, and go through it twice. After Michael finds it. Thank you all for coming. If you want, you can come back for the 1 o'clock service and we'll do it all again.